Welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. Last time I found out to my annoyance that I can't actually do the Charadrius today. Instead, because otherwise I would miss the entry for Forgiveness Day. So instead, I am going to... Well, I mean, at least that's more chances to do bonds that we really should be doing right now. Both Strohl and Maria really should be higher at this point. But here's the thing. I also want to increase my wisdom to rank 3 to unlock Alonzo's next ranks, because if I'm able to somehow get Alonzo to 4 before I turn in all these quests in Briarhaven, I'll be making a lot more money off of them. But I think I'm going to use my daytime here for a bond, and my nighttime to increase wisdom. And you know what? We put off Maria way too long. Let's go, Maria.
Mister.
Looking over the responses, I'm like, oh, it's this rank! Now we can give this drawing. You'll eventually be able to view all of these on, well, not eventually, you can do it now, but I want to wait until they're all there. You can view these on the wall in the Hushed Honeybee Inn. Yeah, all the memories I made there of Strohl reliving his trauma.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is probably not a great thing for Maria. Then again, Maria actually does know a lot of very harsh truths about the world already, so maybe it's fine to tell her about this. Oh.
That's why. Yeah.
I was worried this would be a tolerance lock that I didn't have enough for.
Hold on.
So for all of these, any option works, except for a certain one we'll get to. Oh, well, those candles there, they actually, I was actually at a church recently that had a very similar kind of thing of candles. My mum ended up lighting one for my grandfather. He passed away in 2012. Right around the time I started doing New Mystery of the Emblem on this channel, actually.
So... yeah.
I do like how this is showing that Maria finally got to be honest with Fabienne. Because, yeah, she really can tell Fabienne everything. She's her mother. Ah,
Papa.
yeah, that part. I was about to say, maybe not the assassination thing.
That's why.
Oh, that's really nice, though.
Oh.
In that case.
Huh? Okay. Oh.
New sign, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, not even a dialogue choice there. Will just immediately agrees to that proposition. And yeah, here we go. This is the one where this one gives the most. It's the whole family.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Yeah, here we go.
So,
Yep.
Huh?
We're actually getting Neuros involved, one of our other bonds. That's really cool. Still can't believe Neuros actually drew all of those things. Like, I know that, you know, like, people who draw blueprints for engineering do have very good drawing skills, but, like, making a almost photographic recreation of that crystalline city is amazing. Yet more reason Neuros is the GOAT. Unfortunately, we didn't unlock any of Maria's experience boosters for that, but still. Oh boy, 31 degree night. That's never a good sign. But yeah, I think this is probably the best wizard. Now, there is actually something in town, I believe it's the tolerance increase, that is also required from a memorandum entry, so I will need to remember to do that eventually. But there is no debate on tonight. That's why I wanted to do the watchtower then. Yes, let's broaden our horizons and let's gaze beyond the horizon! I can't make a joke that it's coming January 2026 because Trails Beyond the Horizon's already out! Again, don't play it if you haven't played any of the other Trails games, though. Just don't. In a way, this actually looks prettier at night. So there's actually even more lore about this area that you can get if you talk to the NPCs. Like, I'm not talking to a lot of NPCs just because for the sake of brevity for these videos, but I will say if you're playing this, I recommend that you talk to as many NPCs and towns as possible. There's actually a lot of very interesting world lore that you'll get if you speak to people. Like, for example, in Brylehaven, they talk about the kinds of magical incidents that often happen when people are out at sea.
Alright.
Okay, I know for a fact that's not going to be a wisdom rank up, but is one more going to do it? Because I know that tomorrow, the boat ride is going to give 5 coins of wisdom instead of 4.
And the age of a new king.
What's the boat ride? Well, you'll probably see. Thing is, I need to do a debate tonight. And if I'm remembering right, it's an extremely satisfying debate. However, in the day, okay, I've got Strohl as an option, and Bardon. Oh, next rank of Bardon will unlock General. But I'm pretty sure I can do that before the next visit to a dungeon. So, Earnest Youth. I don't think that's the tolerance increase that gives the memorandum entry. Although, actually, speaking of which, there's an entry I need to find in Grand Trad that I should actually do now. So apparently it's an NPC who sometimes stands next to the herb seller in Grand Trad that gives you this entry. But there's also this guy who, I want to say, this guy will actually give you an item if you speak to him. Yeah, Magla Potion. That's the reason you want to talk to people. There are actually quite a few NPCs who will just give you items. Also, this guy is interesting. Yeah, word of Matira has spread and more people will be reacting to that. Also, hello? Hi, Gold Beetle. I completely forgot about that one. Hello there, Milo.
Yeah.
Well, that's certainly a statement. Anyway, so this guy right here, the ferryman, I believe on this day, going for a Brylehaven ferry tour, which does cost money, unlike some of the other Royal Virtue increases, will give 5 coins of wisdom. Deepen your understanding of the city. Yeah, let's go. I'm kind of poor right now, but I'll be getting more money after all of the side quests that I end up doing. Yeah, I love how they really lean into just how weird the ocean can get in a fantasy world like this.
Oh, yeah?
Not a lot of fantasy settings, I find, do crazy things with water. Granted, we'd be experiencing more of this if we were in, like, a water-based storyline, but maybe that will happen eventually. Downstream when in haste. Ah, interesting. Well, yeah, that's kind of true.
That's awful.
Well, I mean, yeah, Grand Trad has a lot of issues. Not that Brylehaven doesn't, but still.
Now then.
So yeah, there we go, 5 coins of wisdom. And yes! Rank 3 wisdom!
Wisdom.
Unfortunately, I still have debates to do, so I can't actually rank up Alonzo yet. I need to, seriously, like, it's not just because of the quest money bonus, it's because his first 4 ranks will absolutely show you why I love his bond so much.
Interesting.
Yeah, already he wants me to do it. However, I'm pretty sure there's a debate tonight. Ah, here we go. Wandering students. He only shows up at night. Well, there's no time indicator, which shows that, yeah, we're not going to waste our evening doing this. Okay, yeah, well, we've already been there. This is like the most basic of info. Oceania is near the sea, and it's a big port city. Okay, well, yeah. Like, I mean, that's kind of, like, this is the kind of basic information that you might not know, but, like, now that we've been more over the world, it's a lot more likely we know this stuff. And yeah, we get Curative Coney Rose from that. Didn't even use up time either. But the main reason why I did that is, it gives you the memorandum entry on Wandering Scholars. Now, I believe there is a deadline for getting this. It's not exclusive to a specific day, like Forgiveness Day or Signiter, but there is a certain point in the story at which this guy will stop appearing. Academics in various fields, ranging from magic and magical beings to igniter development and gauntlet runner engineering to the history of the old world. Many studied at the Mage Academy, but when the Crown Theocracy forced its closure, surviving scholars hid themselves from the church and began studying independently. Apparently, young students of means mostly continue their studies by roaming the land and visiting their mentors.
We meet again.
He also has more to say. And that's all. Oh look! It's this guy! Hi, this guy!
To your next king!
I see.
So yeah, I wish I didn't have to debate this guy, but we do. At the very least, it's very good to take this guy's support base down a peg. Because, you know, racism.
Listen all! To your next king!
I mean, that's not necessarily wrong, but, like, forcing another race into the top position and pressing everyone else isn't the answer. Yeah, exactly. So, as much as I'd like to say this is the option that wins you this debate.
Here's what I would do.
How dare you!
So yeah, yet another example of everyone being, you know, I don't really agree with him, but he's at least better than the other guy. And to be fair, it's not hard to be that when compared to Rudolph.
Works for me.
Alright.
And yeah, we're gonna have very overkill eloquence and imagination. Also, a little bit more popularity, getting closer and closer to that rank 20 so we can cash in on our bet. Oh, and also actually continue to be in the crown contest. Like, that's a, you know, no, that's a Tales of Arise thing.
Speaking of...
We'll be heading out to our first exhibition on the 30th, so we still have a bit more time in town. Yeah, the last time there was a bedtime story, it literally created an army of goblins that took over a forest, so we should definitely put stock in children's stories, because sometimes we're in one.
Hey, listen.
So, here we go! Gallica, I like you as an assistant a lot, I do, but why don't you say this when you've beaten the Charadrius? There it is! Memorandum entry, Forgiveness Day. For some reason, Gallica does not tell you it's Forgiveness Day if you've already beaten the Charadrius. Also, you need to be in town for her to do this. The single day of the year where all commercial transactions are exempt from taxes in the Kingdom of Euchronia. On this day, from dawn to dusk, everything bought or sold is untaxed. Naturally, the markets are teeming with people drawn by the tempting discounts. The day dates back to an incident in Oceania nearly 200 years prior. People were unable to afford to pay autumn taxes due to crop failure caused by long rains. The king, who loved sailing but was unable to that year due to rain, was too downcast to bother calculating the taxes and gave an official proclamation that postponed tax collection until winter. He stopped all autumn tax collection by giving the nobles who had lost their income his money that was to be used for boating. Oceania soon recovered through the king's wise judgment. No, I think that king was just dumb, but like everyone happened to benefit from it. And the event took on a certain cultural fame in the years that followed. Later kings took advantage of the well-remembered ruling and permitted a holiday known as Forgiveness Day to celebrate the events. The custom continues to this day. I thought that Forgiveness Day was a sanctism thing, so that's good to know. Also, we do have an entry on Rudolf now. Rudolf Kraus, a Roussant candidate participating in the tournament. He announced his candidacy to restore the formerly eminent House Kraus of Montario, which fell to a more regional noble family during the war. A critic of the annexation system, he pledges to establish a Roussant military dictator. I mean, isn't that like the same as annexation? Assuring him virtually no support outside of the Roussant tribe. His Gauntlet Runner, the Steel Lion, features an austere hull as if to boast of its military prowess. You know what? Let's go ahead and rank up Bardon today. Because yes, we're going to be getting General from this.
Thank you.
So yeah, last time Bardon effectively became mayor of this place, so let's see what kind of job he's doing.
Don't
Okay.
you worry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what, are they building extra towers and walls like in Age of Empires or something?
Got to say, Don't worry your head. That's right.
I mean, that's a good attitude to have.
I see.
It was so long ago.
No.
Aye. Leave it in my hands.
Ah, finally confiding this in him.
So that's how it is.
He, now, a new power.
I shall lay down my very life for the town. General!
General in this game is not a big clingy, that is the purview of the Knight class, but it does have higher stats than the Commander, and starts out with Mataru Kaja. Normally I'd love this, but I prefer Formation of Vigor for double attack buffs for less than the cost of casting Mataru Kaja twice. The downside of being pushed to the front row can be very easily mitigated since changing rows is a free action. But at rank 2 you get Icy Strike, the equivalent of the Fire Strike from Commander, physical ice damage plus a chance of Frostbite. At rank 5 you get increased Ice Evasion, but this class isn't weak to that. And at rank 9, speaking of Formation of Vigor, here is its inverse, Shelter Formation, moving everyone to the back row and buffing their defense by 2 stages. This one's also very useful for getting your party buff quickly. At rank 13 you have access to Megado without Synthesis, And at rank 20, you get Frigid Fortress Tactic, a 200 power magical ice attack that inflicts a temporary ice weakness. Another rarity for a non-synthesis skill at this point in the game. This is actually quite effective on a magic build will, letting you chain this to repeatedly inflict weakness hits on enemies, though it is fairly expensive. This class is required for both the Warlord and also the highest tier warrior, the Samurai. It has a good deal of synthesis skills. Blaster Blast Formation and Assault Beacon are carried over from Commander, and both of them are just as useful. Healing Shelter Formation is not a shelter formation that also heals you, it just gives you a 10% HP regen buff, and the Megado Synthesis skill upgrades to Negadola for even more almighty AoE damage. And then you get Ice Wolf Offensive, a pretty strong single target ice attack, but it has no secondary effects apparently. General just builds on the already amazing buffs of Commander. I don't like any of its skills as much as Formation of Vigor, but Shelter Formation is really good to have, and as I said, Frigid Fortress Tactic is a decent one to inherit onto mages. But General is required for the incredibly broken Warlord, so you'll want to raise it up to rank 20 for that too. Having more inheritance slots on Commander is also, you know, excellent. Oh. Once again, willpower syndrome in effect.
That's that.
But it's not over. Yet somehow the masses are cheering for the guy who isn't racist. Why is that?
Aye.
Oh no. Well, that doesn't sound good. At least we overheard that, but what are we going to do with that information? And so, it is Night of Forgiveness Day, so now is a really good time to buy info. Because, yes, you do get the Forgiveness Day discount on all of this. So I think I will go ahead and buy these. We'll be heading out for these places soon enough. Yeah, so there's basically a cockatrice over there where the Dragon Thistle berries are. And it can kill you instantly, so that's good to know. And it's weird. Yeah, this is why I love Gunner, by the way.
Just between us.
So, the thing about the instant kill effect is that it does seem like buffing your defense protects you from it. And now, yes, the grieving ghost of the goblet. I do like that, that title. It summons a two-headed beast called a Chimenza. And when it's around, the Lich's attacks get stronger. Well, yeah, use of powerful dark magic is pretty obvious. The Chimenza's weakness is wind. Yeah, most of those Chimera enemies are weak to winds.
No kidding.
So yeah, that's pretty basic information, but it helps to know that. Oh, there's a Gyptaros over that too. But it is weak to spears and, well, but pierce. I really should be taking advantage of the Forgiveness Day sale for these. But I don't have a lot of money right now. Could see if I can sell some unneeded weapons. So either of these, it's a tough choice, because we're going to be fighting a giant boss in the Forsaken Tower. But we're also going to be fighting a lot of enemies weak to pierce soon, and this increases attack on a knight at the start of combat, and I've been using Hulkenberg's Synthesis a decent amount lately. But then again, that's also like Peerless Stone Cleaver. I think I will get this. That will be like my only current purchase for Forgiveness Day, because yeah, I think that's enough for now. There is a very good bow on the crossbow on the Charadrius, so don't worry too much about your gunner weapons at this point.
Now what am I to do?
Sorry, I had to talk to this guy again. I'm not sure why, I just feel really compelled to talk to this guy. Like I don't know, I don't know why. I was worried about somebody named Yufa as well. That seems significant for some reason, but I really don't know why.
That's the one from the exhibition.
And yeah, if you go towards this ship, you actually get some dialogue.
That's awful.
Not bad! We're so racist. Okay, now
Such an exquisite world.
we debate this guy who is basically saying the opposite of this world is imperfect, but like, you know, it's still basically this world is imperfect. Okay, I just realized I could have done the Milo debate in the day and ranked up Alonzo tonight, then I could have got him to rank 3 before the 30th, but also that would have meant I didn't get Commander, I didn't get General before, although granted I'm not likely to actually unlock General on anybody before during the next few dungeons. Anyway.
Just imagine it. In such an exquisite world.
Yeah, I don't even understand anything this guy's saying. Like, there are satirical candidates out there, like, I know that a lot of people in the comments on, when I talk about frivolous candidates, mentioned Vermin Supreme from America, but, that guy was deliberately doing it for satire. Milo seems genuinely into his own ideology of, like, beauty, but not really explaining how beauty is gonna even do anything for anybody. Like, for example, this. As much as I want to say this actually doesn't win you the debate. We actually have to say this.
No.
Yeah, because we have to get him flustered, and then they immediately see that he's not quite the paragon of beauty that he says he is. And this will get us a little bit more money.
I knew it.
Yeah, I was kind of second-guessing myself with my decision to do Bardon's Bond, but then I was like, you know, it is nice to at least have an archetype bio in this part. Just for the sake of, you know, there always being something big in every video. And I'm pretty sure that's the last debate we need to do in Briarhaven.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
We ought to proceed with caution.
So just a few more days before we head out onto the road. So today we can do either another Maria rank or Maria rank 6 gives... Okay, no, it's not until rank 7 we get the experience boost. But Strohl just gets experience while benched, which we can't bench him yet. However, I think we should spend time with Strohl. Yeah, so your party members are all available during this... I guess unlike the previous one, where like there were children in danger, so it made sense that they wouldn't be available for bonding while that dungeon was still active. Here, we don't really have a time limit until the actual soiree itself, so it makes sense everyone's a little bit more relaxed. And we're actually finally heading to the ruins of Halia this time.
Truth is,
No.
huh. Take this. Hey.
I mean, again, this is one of those options like telling Michael that her parents' divorce was her fault. Don't do that.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm not really saying much for this rank, but, you know, there's a very good reason for that. It's an emotional moment for Strohl. Just want to let this speak for itself.
And... well then. But...
Yeah, the capital is a big place.
sorry.
I'll definitely.
I must use my nobility for good.
So either these options give you the most.
Say,
That's...
Oh, okay. I do always like the trope of big guys who are actually smart.
Aha!
Yeah, we've got ourselves a lead then. So the next rank up for Strohl actually requires a quest, though it doesn't use up any time. It just requires you to have a certain royal virtue. Which I want to say is just wisdom.
Alright.
Though I think it's rank 3. Of course, I already did these in the bonfires, but it's been a
Let's head
while
back.
since I talked about Strolls. And so, can I actually finally do this bond? Can I finally spend time with Alonzo? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Oh, have I been looking forward to this more than anything? It's weird because, like, Alonzo is not normally, the kind of character that I like, because in my real life, I cannot lie to save my life. I'm a terrible liar, and I really don't like dishonesty for the most part, but, like, somehow I came to really, really like Alonzo, and you're about to see why. So yeah, we have passed the Wisdom Gate, so now, let's go to Peak Fiction. Yeah, we talked to him inside the, I've already forgotten the name, the tavern that Luis bought out.
I see.
Should we really be telling him about this? Alright, that was what we promised him, though, so it is part of our deal.
Understand?
Either of these give the same amount. I really don't think we'll resort to blackmail against those kinds of people. I mean, whistleblowing against people who've legitimately done bad things, maybe.
Oi!
yeah.
Well, we know this guy's calling him Cuculus. That means he's been targeted for a scam.
Ridiculous.
For some reason, he still doesn't trust you. Well, I mean, you know, maybe he's seen through it already. But yeah, it does help that Alonzo is legitimately going after some very bad people.
What?
Now then.
Yeah, this is very interesting advice from this guy. And I do think it's quite true in a lot of cases. This one gives the most mag.
Oi. Yes. Listen. What?
So it seems like this person is a trusted confidant of Alonzo's.
Hey. No.
Yeah, that's certainly a very optimistic way of thinking there, Alonzo. I am a little concerned. Yeah, because remember when you just said the best way to hurt somebody is to dig up their roots and look into their home or family? I do feel like Alonzo engages in psychological projection quite a lot, because that is his own vulnerability too. The family thing, I mean.
You...
Well, I mean, we are an expert in that department. I suppose this is the kind. This is to be expected when, you know, you start trying to con particularly powerful, dangerous people. So yeah, he's the one who is bleeding Alonzo's village dry in the first place.
Hey.
It's almost like a Sly Cooper type of character, somebody who, you know, rips off even worse criminals.
Yeah. Thank you, truly.
He does seem genuinely appreciative. He didn't take that as a joke, or as us, you know, getting influenced by him. He seemed genuinely thankful for the help.
Mother, please, be safe.
So yeah, there's a lot more to this guy than you'd think, and this is only rank 2. Yeah, well, about that, I can't see you 2 days in a row and I'm heading on the road on the 30th.
On, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
But we do at least have one more day to burn before that happens. And so what I'm actually doing at the moment is I am going to be following the guidebook's walkthrough for this section. Now, normally I would not do this, but the reason for that is that it's kind of tough to avoid inclement weather when navigating the labyrinth of dungeons in the Browhaven region, and I also want to make sure that I fight all of the rival gauntlet runners. I missed Roger in my first playthrough, and I absolutely have to show Adam Howden on screen. Okay, more Bardon today. Yeah, so Strohl is technically blocked via that quest, which I can actually do now. Although that's really nice to have, I think I'm going to go for Bardon. I'm sorry, Maria. Again, I do love how just choosing who to bomb with is a very strategic decision. It's not just about, like, who you have the matching personas for, or who you have the right social points for, or what the schedules are. It's all about, okay, what ability do I need for gameplay? And I think I could really use this back row defense bonus.
I am gladdened.
Yes, I'll be gladdened too, but also I'm gladdened to spend time with Bardon.
Brilliant.
Okay, if I'm remembering right, is this the... Okay, we'll see if this is the Bardon rank that gets weird.
Now then.
The far more insidious threats plaguing the town.
This is...
I was wondering if you meant that Sanctor, but we haven't told him about that yet.
Huh? Seriously? What now? What? In other words... What did you say?
Well, I mean, yeah, nice one managing to get back all these embezzled funds and using them for the good of the town. Unfortunately, it seems Bardon's already made an enemy. who has already hurt a small child. So yeah, almost every, like seriously, almost every Bond in this game has a villain.
What?
Yes, we have to get Grant from Trails in the Sky here to actually be good with kids.
But then... The truth is...
Ah. Well, yeah, when we overheard him saying some things. Yeah, considering that you, didn't notice Joanna for that long, I can understand why he's so hard on himself about this.
If so, then...
I mean, like, I think it's just important to remember that it's like, you're not responsible for, like, the actions of other people. Just because you didn't notice they were doing things doesn't mean that you're somehow guilty for everything they got away with.
Nicely done.
So, Bardon's Bond's a little bit like Hidetoshi in Persona 3, where sometimes you have to encourage certain measures of his that might not necessarily be what you'd agree with, but they're what Bardon wants to hear.
You hear me?
Because in this case, this actually gives no mag. This actually gives the most.
Really amazing.
Even though we're already starting to see the seeds that Bardon is maybe taking things a little bit too far. Again, it is actually very Hidetoshi in more ways than one.
It's not enough. It could yet be improved.
And, oh yeah, we also have the care package. So that means we'll be getting more supplies while we're on the road and in towns.
So long.
Granted, I don't think I've unlocked Brigida's version of that yet, so I've only got the single chance of that triggering.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Bardon might have accidentally turned Matera into a police state. Whoops! That's why I said Bardon's Bond went in directions I wasn't expecting on my first playthrough. It's interesting. We'll have to do more of his Bond ranks to see where that ends up going. Sadly, no Alonzo, but Heismay's available tonight.
Ah, it's you.
So yeah, now it's time to actually go to Heismay's UG village. And as always, this rank has a lot of dialogue options. Oh, we're finally seeing that transition.
In days gone by,
It's like the moment that you get a Gauntlet Runner, you pretty much have no need to see that transition anymore.
Tadari. Just
I don't mind. I'm used to feeling hostility in the air. And yet there are actually, like, different looking UG. Like, everyone has kind of different body shapes to Heismay. It's interesting.
he is.
Like I already told you, I am the future king. No,
Nice to meet you.
that is literally the only clip of the 2014 Flash show that I've seen. It's just so over the top and cheesy, but it's kind of fits comic books in that way.
Yes.
Please. Here.
You know, maybe that's the reason why he's scared of bugs now. Either of these actually give the same nag. Yeah, I personally envision Heismay as being mid-40s to 50 in terms of age range. So that would have been a while ago.
Oh. Well...
Heismay.
Yes, nobody had a problem except those voices that we heard talking about people who definitely had a problem. And yeah, we even have darker furred Ujif as well.
Hey,
My thanks.
We're already at the midpoint of a lot of these follower bonds.
I apologize.
Already lost the sun's urn, so we're gonna need to go back to that urgently. That was not a very welcoming rank
Time
up.
marches on,
But as
and the
time
age
marches
of a new
on,
king draws
we can
nearer.
take our minds off of it by leaving on a journey to
have a look.
help with some of the citizens of Brylehaven's problems. But also, we have a care package from Bardon. We're gonna have a... Okay, good, no discussion there. Yeah, so I think I'll see you all next time on The Runner. See you all then.